Hello, hello, hello. I told you guys I was gonna start making new videos or uploading new ones. I'm not gonna be that uploader that takes a shower and then does her hair and makeup just for you. I don't do that in real life. I'm not a girly girl. I'm a girl, but I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm not. I think it's ridiculous. It makes me laugh. Anyway, I'm not gonna judge anybody else. So, what is this video about? Um, I don't know if I told you guys in my first video that I uploaded to this channel that I suffer from 5 psychological disorders and 1 physical disorder that I got from the military, which is sleep disorder, mood disorder, panic attacks, generalized panic disorder, GERD, and then I fractured my kneecaps, but then I also developed DJD on my knees, so I can't be a marathon runner because there's that. Anyway, right now I'm going through an anxiety attack. I'm having a sensation like behind, like maybe my lungs. Yeah, because the heart's right here. So I'm going through that, and I'm trying to override my freaking. Anyway, my door just opened by itself, but it's the AC. I don't believe in ghosts. There's just demons. I'm trying to override, like, what's the word? Not the sensible part, but like the sound part of me is fighting with my disorder side, saying there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. Add to that, I have a cold, as you can see. I've been drinking this straight out the bottle like gangsta, but do have my water. Anyway, so I have a cold, so it's giving me a weird sensation. So I have to constantly fight with my anxiety and tell it to shut up and go somewhere with that noise. I developed my disorders from my deployments in the military, namely the last one, but my first deployment to Iraq when I was 19, 20 years old. A kid shouldn't. Like, I'm 36 now, and I wouldn't trade it for the world being in the military. But things that we saw even at younger than 30, person shouldn't see that stuff. Anyway, I do have like a mild anxiety and asthma. So you add all this stuff together, my chest is tight. I can't even talk right now. My chest is tight. Blah. And I'm always breathing in deep, so don't think that I'm like going through something emotional right now. That's just how I am. Had a TBI, so I lost my train of thought here. Okay, so that's something that a person shouldn't see. So I developed anxiety and PTSD from my first deployment. I didn't know that until the years rolled by, and then I went to my second deployment, then my third one. Luckily, I just did 3. But I have a homeboy that's like, he lives over there and vacations over here. So anyway, I left the army. I'm going to make this quick because I did a last one, but it was too long. I'm very long-winded, and I love watching long videos, but there's people that don't like it, so I'm just not going to go through it. And I'm not going to edit anything like this is me raw uncut. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So, when I left my first duty station, I was there for 9 years. I went to Korea. Now, in that in-between, that's when I started to develop my sleep disorder. By the time I got to Korea, then my anxiety started to kick in. So those 2 disorders started to manifest. I remember running to my homegirl's room, pounding on the door, because she has had heart issues, and I thought that I was having a heart attack because heart attacks were on my mom's side of the family. And so I was like, help, I think I'm, so she was like, no, you're not, trust me, you're not, you're probably just going through something, here's a ginger ale, go to sleep. So, I mean, the ginger ale helped. I don't know how she knew that, but it worked. So, so the sleep disorder, the mood disorder started to kick in. And then by the time, okay, so I left Korea, went to Oklahoma. That's when they put me on medication from the doctor. Because I was buying over the counters, and it was only like $3.50 or 75 cents but for a month pack. But I shouldn't have to pay $3.50 when y'all did this to me. I mean, the army didn't do it, but inadvertently going to fight for you guys, not you guys, but the army or military, I developed this issue. So the doctor was like, nah, you right. I got you. So he put me on a medication and helped. It helped. Then I was getting that same medication in Alaska, but for some reason, it was giving me, I'm not throwing up no Baphomet side. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. So for some reason, maybe the batch from Oklahoma was produced differently from when I was in Alaska, and that time it started giving me tachycardia. And for those of you guys that don't know what tachycardia is, it's when your heart beats faster than it should. Or not faster, like it was beating harder. And then I would go in for like a triage, like, oh, your heart rate is fine, your blood pressure is fine. I was like, no, I feel it right now, like it's beating super duper hard or fast. I don't know how to explain it. And they're like, well, and I'm seeing my numbers. It's normal, nothing out of the ordinary, and my heartbeat was a normal 60 to 58 beats per minute. I'm gonna have to excuse me. Told you guys I'm not gonna be editing nothing. We all get sick. Anyway, so dang your TBI. See, this is what you would have to go through if you were here with me. Tachycardia. Thank you, tachycardia. So I'm gonna skip all that. Okay, so yeah, the tachycardia, whatever. My anxiety started to get worse. Then my unit was leaving to Korea from Alaska, but I couldn't go because the medication they put me on blacklisted me. I should have known something was up. And then I saw my doctor. I was like, why can't I go to Korea? They're like, because your medication. I was like, well, you have another one that I can get on so I can go to Korea? And they're like, well, it'll take a while for your body to get used to it. And there's not really all of those medications going blacklist. Ambien, or we used to call it Ambien. So Ambien would blacklist all of those. I'm like, well, that sucks. Okay. And plus, he didn't want to switch me. And then what if it counteracted, whatever, my chemical, whatever. It's like, I just want to keep you on this one, just in case. Okay. So later on down the road, we found out that I couldn't even, I had to be on a profile. So let me tell you what this thing did to me. So not only did it give me tachycardia, it also turns off the thermostat in your brain. So I would get cold at 72 degrees. That's why you see me wrapped up. It's only 70 some degrees in here. And I'm freezing, but I have to keep it on 70 because I have a pug. And you guys, if you don't know, pugs have that smush. Senza, come here. See her face? It's smushed in. So she doesn't have a long palate. So she will pant, she starts panting at 75 degrees. So I have to keep it like that for her. But I love the heat. I miss 132 degrees in Iraq. Anyway, so then when it gets really hot, I get really, really hot. So that's when they was like, we have to put you on profile, which I'm not going to go into that because you just wouldn't understand unless you were in the Army. I don't mean a profile like a profile online. It's like a record jacket, I guess I can say. So the doctor was like, well, we're probably going to have to put you out because you can't do your job. I couldn't, because the medication makes you fall asleep, but it also makes it where it's hard for you to wake up. And so they put me on the profile. They had to release me from work with enough time to get a shower in and a meal, or whatever order, and then go to sleep for 8 hours. And then I needed 4 extra hours to help me wake up. So where most people would have to stay at work, like if you're in the military, you know that you don't go home when everybody else goes home. Sometimes you have to stay 6:30, 7:30, whatever. So me and my boss just came, okay, 5:30, I'll stay when the flag goes down, and then I'll go home and then go to sleep. Then when it's time to wake up, my alarm clock would always wake me up around normal time, PT time, which is like 5:30, and I would have to like force myself, like, wake up, wake up. But after a while, I couldn't. I just wake up at like 7:50 with enough time to take a shower, eat something, and then go. But even then, sometimes I'd oversleep. I couldn't wake up. Anyway, I don't want this whole thing to where I'm already at 11 minutes. So anyway, I ended up retiring from the Army and then medically. And when I got to the Philippines to visit my fiance and her family. Yes, you heard right. I said her, but just bear with me. God is good and He helps, so just don't do that. But I'm not also condoning it, but just that's a different video for a different time, okay? So anyway, this is for people with anxiety. So I started developing anxiety. Okay, what my symptoms was the fake world, where it felt like from 1 minute to the next, I'm here, but then I'm in a dream. Like, you know how dreams are hazy for those that do remember your dreams, and if you don't, I'm sorry, that sucks. I love my dreams. Anyway, so it's like I call it the dream world or the fakeness. I use those interchangeably. So the light, my brain processes light different, and it also puts like a haze filter on it, and it feels like my head is light and it's gonna like, right? Loss of appetite, rapid heart rate. I feel like I'm going to defecate all over myself. Like I'm going to throw up, but there's nothing to throw up because I already lost my appetite. I might get cotton mouth. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I for sure, guys, thought that I was dying. Like, in the process of dying, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling. I wouldn't want to wish that, not even on Satan. As bad as he is, I wouldn't want to wish him, because that's how, like, if you have any heart, you wouldn't want to wish that on nobody. So finally, after a while, my family was like, I know you like it there. You want to spend the rest of your, because I was there for 6 months. I think you should come home and go to the VA. Then my homegirl was like, pretty sure there's a VA in Manila. So I was like, light bulb. So I called, and it just so happened. See, this is how God works in mysterious ways. And even then, when I was like knee deep in my sin, loving up on well, she's my wife now, but loving up on her and doing all kinds of stuff and drinking. Well, I had cut back on drinking, but still, like, just being in the world. He's still there for us, So it just so happened that the woman was like, you're lucky. Somebody just canceled yesterday, and I have a 12 o'clock open for if you'd like to take it. I was like, heck yeah. Thing is, I didn't have the money to even make the trip over there, so we had to like borrow money from the neighbors, but they knew they were going to get it back. So me and my wife went, and then the doctor was asking me questions, and my doctor looked at her and was like, yo, like, she has a serious condition, but this is what we're going to do. They put me on Xanax. So anyway, this is what I want to say, guys. Don't get on Xanax. It's the worst, okay? Because what it does, when you're going through anxiety, your brain is not producing the GABA. You can research what GABA, G-A-B-A. I don't remember, like, what the acronym means. So it's like synthetic GABA. But the withdrawal symptoms is horrible. Xanax is the worst because the shelf life is so potent, but the shelf life, the half-life is like, crap. So when you're coming down off of it, it like exasperates the symptoms even more, right? So I didn't know this. I'm on the Xanax, and then she put me on sertraline. So the sertraline was the main thing, but it takes a while for your body to load it into your system for it to start really, really doing its job. So that's why she put me on the Xanax. And so after a while, I started losing my appetite. I lost a lot of weight. I was only eating like 3 times a day, which is unusual for me because I like to have breakfast around like normal breakfast time. Then 2.5 to 3 hours later, I'll have second breakfast, and then I'll have lunch around 12 or 1, and then around 2 or 3 I'll have second lunch, and then 6 I'll have dinner, and then before I go to bed I'll have another like a bedtime meal, snack, whatever you want to call it, which is usually like casein or scrambled eggs on top of the rice cakes with cheddar cheese, salt and pepper, and what's that thing called? Garlic powder. If you haven't tried that, go ahead and do it. Anyway, I'm not sponsored by them, so moving right along. If I would have known that the Xanax would exasperate the symptoms, I would have never agreed to it. I would have just dealt with it because it's hard to explain right now without making this video long and without getting emotional, because I felt detached. Ugh, no. I felt detached. Every moment I thought that I was dying, I felt like I was on borrowed time, like any minute now. Like the doctors were lying. I don't have anxiety. It's an illness that's deteriorating my health and that I'm going to die. Like, that's how serious panic and anxiety disorders are. Like, it's like your brain, the sensibleness has been hijacked with jelly or something. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But I started doing a lot of research on Xanax and how people's like, please don't get on it. Like, I don't know why I didn't even do my due diligence before I started taking this medication, which is crazy because I always do. Because I'm a hypochondriac. I need to know what's in that medication. But no, not this time. Anyway, so I took the medication. That was that. And then after I went through my little downward spiral with this freaking alprazolam, because that's what it's really called, I learned that I could have naturally gotten... See, this is where the doctors mess everybody up, because they know, but they're just in league with the freaking pharmaceuticals. I'm not going to go there. Y'all thought y'all was going to get the animated Audrey, which I can be. Anyway, I'm going to try to make this calm and not get exasperated. If the doctors, they know, she could have just told me, maybe not, but for the most part, doctors know. If I would have just had animal organ meat and nuts and oatmeal, which I eat all of those anyway, I would have, and then doing physical activities, which I do anyway, I would have built my natural GABA and everything would have been okay. But no, they want to make money and those awards and all that stuff, so they prescribe you medication, and then that makes the freaking pharmaceutical companies money, and they get richer while we just get sicker. And like, they know it. Why are you going to prescribe me something that if I stop taking it, it makes the anxiety worse? Why? Think about it. We're not even supposed to be messing with pharmaceuticals. What do you think sorcery is in the New Testament? Go ahead and get you a Strong's Concordance. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description. That way you're not like trying to find it. So if you hit up the Strong's Concordance and you see what sorcery is, it's pharmacia, and that's where the Spanish, where we get farmacia, the pharmaceuticals. Like, they be putting spells on all that. So like, why we need... I yell at at medication commercials. I know I'm not the only one. Like, why you want me to take something and then the side effects is like, wait, okay, I'm not. There I go again. So I gotta rein myself back in. So I went through all of that stuff, and then I feel like I'm saying a lot of stuff, but nothing at the same time. Does that ever happen to you guys? See, I'm doing it now. Anyway, so I ended up coming back home on when my visa was when I was supposed to. So everything was okay for the moment. I was on my no, I left that part out. So once everything went to a head, and I called the doctors, I was like, I don't want any more Xanax. I did my research and I saw that I can ask you for a volume Xanax taper. So she agreed to it. So it's like, this is Xanax. Like, let's just say that's my dosage, which just that's not how much I was taking. And then this is the volume. And then over time, I would just taper until that's done. And then I don't need any of them anymore. So she agreed to it. Everything was cool. I was feeling great. But certain lights trigger my anxiety. Like yellow dingy lights. That triggers it. And some other things. And then I would still get, like right now, I think I'm getting the Xanax withdrawals. The feeling like tingly, like a cold Vicks tingly here and there. Inside, like where my lungs are. It doesn't last that long, but it lasts. Then I was still going through my anxiety, like hardcore sometimes, like I'm still going to the VA, the emergency room, because my life, like I'm dying right now. Not right now, but like in the story. So finally you came into my life. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I know you're real. So if you did all this stuff in the New Testament, healing people and stuff, and also in the Old Testament with Samuel, was it Samuel? Elijah brought that kid. Well, he didn't bring him to life. God worked with him. So anyway, that's not the point. I legit if you can do all that back then and you still have the same power, then I know you can take this from me. So there's that. Take over. You got the reins. You got the wheel. I'll do what I'm supposed to do as a Christian in training, trying to get my life right with you and start slowly knocking out the sins that, until, you start with your small ones and then you work up to the big ones. I feel like I've already knocked out some of the small ones, so I'm currently working on the biggest one. So, I'm ranting again. So there's that. So then, I tried to get this under 30 minutes. I can't do short videos, guys. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I'll try. So, yeah, I came back and it's like, boom. My anxiety started to come down. But, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say, well, if he can take everything, how come I still have anxiety now? Yes, he does take everything, but it's a disorder, okay? And sometimes the disorder wants to override and but I have to tell it, no, go away, go away, go away. But still, it does come back, and that's okay. It doesn't make me feel like he's any less capable of handling, because at least I have a life now. I have a life now, and he's giving me that life back, where as opposed to back then, I could not go to the gym because I would have to get on a caravan full of people staring at me because I have this look on my face. I'm always going like this, like what's wrong with her? And then walk through a packed mall, and then take another caravan just to get to the gym. And I also have agoraphobia and PTSD, so I kept thinking somebody has a suicide vest on and it's gonna kill me or something like that. But so yeah, there's that. So I'm not gonna say that he doesn't help. He does help a lot. He has helped a lot. I can go to the mall. I can drive now. I don't particularly need medication. Mainly, I don't want any because the whole pharmacy stuff. So I do try to do everything naturally. Like, I notice when I don't take my multivitamins and I don't eat like oatmeal or stuff like that, the symptoms come back. So like I do have to do certain things. But what I don't try to do anymore is body scan. That's the worst. If you're someone that does body scan, I would try to tell you, and I know it's hard, but just ignore it because that's what's gonna kill your mood faster than you can say lickety split. I want a banana split now. Wow, I'm such a fatty. But anyway, yeah. So things that I would recommend if you're not a believer, then I would go ahead and recommend you. Because let's face it, guys, there's people out there, I can try to beat a Bible in their head. They're not going to believe. So just, there's that. If you're not a believer, I would say stick to your oatmeals, your nuts, and your organ meats. If you're a vegan, then the nuts and the oatmeal. But I would also try to get close to him. Try him on for size. I mean, I'm not putting him on display for you. I don't have to. Like, he is who he is. But, you know, I do still have to try to sow seeds here. If you are a believer, prayer, fasting, meat, organs, nuts, and oatmeal. Rolled oats, quick oats, old-fashioned oats. No matter what kind of nuts. Peanuts, macadamia. I mean, I guess, like, do your research and see which ones. I just get the assorted ones and just chuck them back. But yeah, so I'm going to try to keep this under. So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up and tell you guys that I'm sorry. I cannot be short-winded. That's not me. I like to explain myself. I did say I was going to come out with more videos. I have a few topics I would like to talk about. Like, I don't go to a church. I study here. And then, you know, I go to online church. Like the Shepherd's Chapel. And then the Seventh-day Adventist Steve something or more or another. So I do study, but I want to do a few videos on like the whole rapture thing, which is not real. Probably going to get a thumbs down for that, but that's okay. I'll do one on that. I'll have my documentation and all that other stuff for that. The 3 Earth Ages. Satan's seed, which Cain is from the line of Lucifer, and Adam. Abel is Adam. If you don't have to believe me, but go ahead and go watch Murray Povich show and see a female being pregnant with twins by 2 other guys. It's called superfundication. Okay, that's a pregnancy when a female has either had intercourse with 2 males at the same time, or like let's say today I do it with some guy and then tomorrow I do it with another guy and I'm ovulating and then boom. Like there's some females that they'll have 2 eggs in the chamber. And then, I mean, I guess at that point they really wouldn't be physical twins because that's like when one egg gets split into, I don't know, I've never been pregnant before. But there's that. And then, yeah, flat earth. The earth is flat. That's okay. You don't have to believe it. You can give me a thumbs down for that too. It's okay. I don't argue with Satan. So I mean, I don't argue with trolls. You can troll me if you want to. Doesn't bother me none. I'm still gonna get my pension. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow. Your thumbs down's not gonna pay my bills, so there's that. Yeah, I think that's done because I'm going on 30 minutes. I love you all. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being my little subscribers. I mean, you're not little, but you know, it's 21 is little. Not really looking for much. Just want to do what I can in the body of Christ. That's all. I love you guys. I love Abba. You guys love him. So I pray that you guys are blessed, and I'll see you next time.